All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone is having an amazing morning and hope you had a great day yesterday. So good morning, Norm. How are you doing today? Good morning, Norm. Can you hear me? No audio for me. All right, give me a second, guys. Just gonna check on my end. What's going on? All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market. All right, just want to confirm in the chat room you guys cannot hear me, but on YouTube looks like you can. All right, so let me restart the chat room, guys. 1 second. That's a good one. Norm is ignoring me. All right, can you guys hear me now or no? All right, looks like YouTube is still good and still issues with the chat. So I'm gonna do this from scratch again here. All right, yep. Norm's sound is gonna come in as soon as I log back into the chat room. So his sound will come through the chat room here in just a sec. So other than that, you guys can hear me okay. So that's good. Let's get into the chat room here, load this up, and then get Norm's voice to come in as well. All right, can the chat room hear me now or no? All right, so you guys can hear me, but really low. Okay. All right, bear with us, guys, over on YouTube. Looks like you guys are fine, but our chat room is having some issues. So I'm going to try something else here. Try to get this going. All right, here we go. Can you guys hear me now over on the chat?
Yes, I can hear you on the chat.
All right, so it looks like Firefox was not playing nice today, but Google Chrome is. Okay, not sure what changed, but this is working. Now I'm gonna share my screen over in the chat room. Usually Chrome gives an issue for our chat, so if that doesn't look all that great, we're just gonna have to work with it today. But looks like sound is not great over on Chrome this, sorry, Firefox this morning. So let's use Chrome for this screen sharing. Let's see, here we go, screen number 4. All right, excellent. Hopefully that looks okay, and the quality looks good. Good morning, guys. Sorry for this warm up. It's not Monday, but it looks like we're having some issues these Tuesdays. So hopefully that looks good. All right, guys. Let's get to it, guys. Let's jump right into it. Let's go into the market pulse again. A great day yesterday. Really active day yesterday. We had a lot of fun in the chat room. I mean, it was just any stock you're watching out
It
of
was
our
a crazy.
list.
It was a crazy day, man.
Yeah.
You did not have to be a good trader yesterday. The best part about trading yesterday was just being able to know that the whole market was going to take off.
Yeah, exactly. And it's scary to know that sometimes that you can, if you're just starting out, you want to be careful in having that kind of success that comes for on a day like this where anything you take long would have worked out. It doesn't matter. You have to play a strategy. You
Yeah,
took it
pretty
long, it's gonna
much. Yeah.
make money. And it's easy to trade well when in those type of situations. It's harder to trade when things are not moving as clean and as clear and as obvious. So Norm, let's get into the market pulse, see what's going on there. An idea, kind of get a heads up on the latest and greatest on the market this morning.
Yeah, I gotta say, I woke up a little bit late this morning, and one of the first things I do when I'm got my coffee making and I'm looking to see what the market's doing. Before I even did that, I figured we're going to be flat, something like that. Sure enough, we're essentially flat. We're down just a little bit, 1/4%, but we've been, when I got up earlier, we were essentially right at yesterday's close, and it's not surprising. First, it's the biggest up day we've had in something like 6 weeks. It was on the Jerome Powell interview over the weekend, Moderna, a couple other things going on. So not surprising at all. We're still in earnings. We're kind of at the tail end of the first quarter earnings season. Got retailers coming out. We'll get into them in a little bit. Home Depot, Walmart, stuff like that. So down 1/4%. I kind of think today is going to be a lot more difficult to trade. Probably pretty choppy if you don't find the right thing to pick. As far as data and news, housing starts came out a little while ago, as well as building permits. We got Jerome Powell testifying at 10 a.m. And then Kashkari's later this after. Nope, he's speaking somewhere else. Fed president from Minneapolis at 10 a.m. and then another Fed pres at 2 p.m. So not a ton of info coming out today, but a couple of earnings to work off of, and it's kind of what's going on. See if the market can hold this level here.
Okay, excellent. Yeah,
We're sitting, and one of the interesting things is we're right above this level that we've discussed, is 293. It looks like it started to break out on the daily a little bit, but look what's right above our head. We got the 200 daily moving average above our head, right around 299-ish.
Yeah, and we've been talking about this level being such a significant level for the market overall in the SPY, and we're sitting right on it. So see what happens there. But I agree with you. I think today's going to be a choppier day. I'm not choppier day. Yesterday was amazing. I think it's going to be a more difficult day than it was yesterday. Kind of deciding what we want to do here. We're going to break through this. If we break through this, man, I got to tell you, that's going to be. I'll be shocked if we do that. Me personally, again, I'm not saying what's going to happen, but if we break through that could be some real stuff can get going here. So let's look through our watch list, our gappers list this morning. So we have kind of a smaller list than we are usually seeing here, very small on both ends. Let's start with the red this morning. We have some stuff gapping down. Let's start with what's gapping down the most for the most part is going to be NVAX. CLVS leading the way. CLVS this morning down 8.1 as you can see here. This one we have looked at in the past, has traded decent in some cases. This time right now the pre-market looks very crappy though. It looks like you have a couple of trades, couple of candles creating some good volume for it, like this one here of 59,000. The rest are not looking all that great. So again, just horrible pre-market action, but we know this stock can get going. So I'm kind of inclined to keep an eye on it and then just kind of see how things develop. So let's look at it on here. Let's make some room for some space over here, and we'll put on here LCLVS. All right, we'll look at that and kind of see what we can get out of it. Again, this could be explosive right now. Pre-market is not looking all that great for the most part. Let's take a look at SVNA this morning. SVNA, they are down 8%, 202. Another one that also doesn't have a great pre-market action right now. This is part of
that Clovis is on a secondary. They announced last night.
Oh, it is. Okay, so yes, that's not great news or a great catalyst to actually watch and trade for the type of style that we do. So I'm going to remove it, guys, just to save some space. CVNA is another one that's not looking all that great. They're down 8%. Daily, though, looks interesting, though, on the daily. Norm, what's the latest and greatest on this one this morning?
Carvana's announced a secondary as well.
Okay. We'll remove it from the list. STM, I know, is a foreign stock. Usually doesn't have the best daily chart, doesn't have a great pre-market activity. As you can see here, 250,000 shares traded, and 151 of that is of this 5-minute candle here, most probably a huge block trade. So we'll skip on that one. Let's go down to the next one, MRNA, and see what's happening with them this morning. MRNA. All right, here we go. So mRNA giving a little bit back this morning. They were up huge yesterday, plus 30%, 35. I'm not sure if they hit 40, but I know they were pretty high double-digit numbers there. Today they're giving some back, just slightly about 5% down this morning after a huge gap up, after a huge breakout from this area that we had here. Again, just a beautiful area of consolidation and resistance. Then they got the great news, and you can see the beautiful pop here. So right now they got amazing volume, some really good pre-market activity. It could be a good continuation day, one way or the other. Are we going to come down here, lose this pre-market, this low from yesterday, and head back towards this 65 area where they've been consolidating over some time, or are we going to hold
secondary?
Secondary as well. On MRNA?
Yeah, they're raising. Yeah, they're raising over a little over $1 billion at $76 a share.
Okay. So this one, although it has that news, I think it still could be a good one to watch, just because all the news around it. I'll be surprised to see what kind of action we're gonna get out of this type of stock that has been so active, right? This is one that even with a secondary offering, I think there could be some opportunities there. What do you think, Norm?
I'm gonna keep my eye on. I usually take off secondaries, but on Moderna, I'll keep this one on. It's been so active recently. It's right at that $76. It may be actually a good opportunity to have pulled down the price a little bit this morning to see if it can run again. So I'll keep my eye on it. The one thing you got to know about this, I traded this yesterday. I had, I think, one winning trade and one losing trade on this. I was a little bit better than break even, but um, it can really move, and it can have a spread in it. So you really got to mind your share size accordingly in that.
Yep, I agree. I mean, look at this first drop here. The first 5 minutes, we're going from 86 when this candle opened up all the way down to 82. So almost a four and change dollar drop there just in 5 minutes. It kind of tells you how aggressive this stock can move. So you gotta be careful with this one. All right, so next we have on our list is BILI. BILI, we have traded before in the past. Right now, their pre-market activity is not looking all that great. They were just down a little bit over 2%. They made our list. Now they're down 1.8, so they disappeared. So we'll keep an eye on it. It's one that when it is in play, can trade very well. It looks like it had a good day yesterday too. Let's see what happened yesterday. So nice big pop here. Nothing happened in the pre-market action. Look how bad the pre-market activity was. But at the open right before it, you have some pretty good volume come in, created a nice little pop here right at the open, and then it kind of traded very well for the rest of the day. After an hour or so, consolidated here on these moving averages, came above VWAP, hit the high of the day. So this traded very well. We didn't have it on our list, but I will keep an eye on it today just to see if it gets any better. All right, let's go over to what's gapping up this morning, starting with DVAX. This one is up almost 40% this morning. DVAX, let's take a look at it here. It is up 37%, 1.1 million shares traded. Pre-market activity is starting to get going here. We do got some movement out of this. This is a lower price stock, but it's not a low float, guys. Sitting at 76 million shares float for the most part, but you are getting decent pre-market activity. Now, it's interesting how these lower price stocks that are not low float stocks, they do tend to have a very unique pre-market action with their volume. Although we have 1.1 million shares traded, for the most part, this is not the best looking pre-market activity as far as some of these candles in here. But for the most part, starting to get a little bit better. You can see on here after 8 o'clock, we're starting to get some really nice wide candles, creating a beautiful range for this pre-market. Norm, what's the news on DVAX, if any?
Yeah, they're working on a vaccine, so they've got some news on a phase 1 trial, and they're gonna put out a little bit more information later today. So it's popping on that news.
Gotcha. All right, so let's take a look at that, see how that develops. ACB has been incredible over the last couple of days. Again, the last 3 days, all green here. For the most part, the last two gapping up significantly. And yesterday, again, running up once again, one more time, huge. And kind of giving some back towards the end of it, but we're gapping up again this morning, another 9.3. So 1.6 million shares traded so far. Again, this thing has been a monster. If you look at the intraday, there's been several opportunities right out of the gate. Just look at this thing here. Look how this thing opened up, how wild it was. It kind of gapped down here, pushed up, and then pushed all the way through the pre-market high. Came down here for a beautiful ABCD pattern towards the VWAP. I could see Thor right now adding to this position right on here and taking this towards the high of the day. So again, just a beautiful play yesterday on ACB. Not an easy stock to trade. Yeah. What? Excuse me? High of the day.
High of the day.
Absolutely. So again, not the easiest stock to trade. There was a lot of volume in here, and usually the price action, when you have that type of volume, you have to react very, very fast. But again, they're up again this morning, so ACB definitely worth watching. Some good volume already. The pre-market is a little bit all over the place for this type of volume, but overall, I think this stock is going to be in play today for sure for a possible continuation. Next, we have Baidu here, BIDU. So Baidu this morning, they're up 9%. They had a big day yesterday too. Broke out his consolidation area. They had around 100. Let's take a look at what happened yesterday here. All right, so yesterday
was it after the close?
yeah, part of it was after the close. Yeah, you can see here
Yeah,
the
big
gap.
earnings last night.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So most of the gap this morning was after the close, but even yesterday they had a nice little pop here. Not with a lot of volume looks like, but they look like they were doing well into this earnings last night. So last night, nice big pop here all the way up to 117. I mean, we are up almost $10 on this one this morning. So one that's definitely in play right now. This is not an easy stock to trade, guys. It could be a little bit more on the difficult side. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Baba. It kind of trades in that kind of style, but for the most part, this stock is definitely in play today after earnings, doing pretty good this morning. 169,000 shares traded right now. Pre-market starting to look very good here as well. You can see how great the action is forming here. Let's hope that continues to move on forward. What I like about this too is that even yesterday we got to this area of resistance right on here, guys. You can see this right on there. It looks like 107, right? We came right to that, and now we're basically blowing by that. So that's good to see on the stock here. All right, we got some airlines coming up. First one is Spirit this morning on Save. Let's see what's happening here. So Save has a good pre-market activity to start this day here. We can see some movement happening here. 573. They've been again hit pretty hard. They hit their close or to their bottom of that first initial drop, right when the market crashed. They hit that a couple of days ago. They've been bouncing back from that. They're slightly above this 10 level, which has been an area of support, as you can see right over here and here as well. And again, I like the pre-market action right now with 575. Norm, aside from just technicals and bouncing back here with the market being strong yesterday, any other news on these guys or nothing nothing particularly to them?
Yeah, so Southwest filed a regulatory disclosure stating their load factors and also that they're starting to see an uptick in traffic. And they gave kind of guidance in what they're seeing load factor wise in the next couple of months. While it's still down huge year over year, it is showing they believe they have troughed in this situation.
Gotcha. All right, so again, pre-market right now it's looking pretty decent. Definitely want to keep an eye on this one, guys. I'm gonna throw it on there so we can get out of that. Here's a UAL, so United Airlines. Let's see what's going on there at the moment. United Airlines starting to get a nice pre-market action right now. 912,000 shares traded at the moment. Big day yesterday, big comeback day. As you can see here, they've been having a nice little bounce off this area, which has been great support for them. If you can see several areas here where they've been having support around this low of yesterday, 21.41. So today they got a good pre-market action. Looks like they want to just keep ripping higher here, sitting above 25. This thing went as low as 18 just 4 days ago. So I think United is very active. Worth definitely keeping an eye on this morning. Great pre-market action. They are up 4.8. And as you mentioned, Norm, the news you just mentioned could also be affecting this one as well, I would assume. All airlines for that matter. Here's Southwest. So Southwest also gapping up 4.4. Not as great as United, but again, worth watching. We'll take a look at it. We'll come back to it and pick the best ones out of all these airlines. All right, do we have any more airlines? We do. We have Delta. We have American Airlines and JetBlue. So this gappers list is pretty much filled with airlines this morning.
Airlines.
Yep, here's Delta as well. Great pre-market action. I like Delta and United right now at the moment, so we'll keep both of those on there. Let's look at JetBlue is one that doesn't trade all that well pre-market wise. So right now only 231,000. If you look at this pre-market and you compare it to like a Delta, see how great Delta's pre-market looks. See how great a United pre-market looks right now. It looks a lot more active with some more volume, and it's just a better range in the pre-market action as well. So I'm gonna keep JetBlue off. Let's just take a quick look at American Airlines. Also, it's got a nasty pre-market in between this area. Now getting a nice little pop, but for the most part, not all that great. So we'll take a look at a few more on here. Walmart. Actually, we should be able to get the entire gappers list this morning. So we have Walmart here. Again, they are active today, as Norm mentioned earlier. Worth keeping an eye on these guys. The next one is CRNE. CRNE for the most part. Look at this daily the last couple of
SRNA.
days. I'm sorry, SRNE. Look at the daily on the last couple of days. Gapped up huge over $10 here, slightly to $10, and then just gave it all back yesterday. So actually, it was a beautiful short trade if you were able to catch this trend here. For the most part, right now they're pre-market. It's on a downtrend as well. It looks like they want to get back down towards its previous day close. Could be a good continuation from yesterday. Now, this is a stock that I find a little bit hard to read. It's not difficult to trade, but it's a little bit hard to read the price action on. But today it is in play, a possible continuation. We can definitely take a look at this one. And then the last one on this list, guys, I want to take a look at is JD. JD was very active yesterday, guys. Big day for JD. Was able to break out, I believe. They're all-time high as well. Yeah, they're all-time high. I think some other stocks as well that have been hitting all-time high over the last couple of days. So again, right now they are up another 2.2 after such a great day yesterday. Just look at this. Look at this breakout yesterday. Beautiful pop here, comes back down towards this moving average, finds support, and then just takes off and really never looks back. Never breaking that 9 and that 20. Basically the entire day. You know, a few times, the time that it did break the 9, it found support on the 20 there and never slowed down. So I think JD could be a possible continuation today, guys. Their volume is very light at the moment, only 103, given for what they have done over the last couple of days. But definitely JD's one to watch this morning. All right, guys, let's get into what we have in our chat. Norm, do you have anything you like this morning?
Yep, I've got a few.
Okay.
Take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA got an upgrade. And it had a big day yesterday, pulled back a little bit. I had a nice trade on this. This one is what made my morning yesterday. Pulled back a little bit. I think it was a lot of profit taking after it's had a big run. So I think it might be ready for a next leg here, but I'll keep an eye on it. HD, Home Depot had earnings this morning. Their revenues are better than expected, but everything is costing these companies more to do business right now. So they did well in the coronavirus situation, but it cost them more in overtime, bonuses, cleaning, procedures, everything like that. So their bottom line wasn't quite as good as expected. Kohl's had earnings. They had a bigger loss than anticipated. And then Disney, while it's not the perfect setup for one, it might be an interesting second day play.
Yeah, Disney was great at the open yesterday as well. I did like Disney, so we'll definitely throw on Disney on here. And NVIDIA looks really good as well. We'll throw that on there also. All right, guys, let's see what you guys have this morning. Let's look at Walmart. We do have.
And Walmart.
Yep, Walmart we do have.
We already have that, though.
And again, this is one that doesn't really have a great pre-market activity for the most part, but today they have an amazing pre-market action. So again, they got some great volume. This stock, for the most part, is a nicey stock. You don't see a lot of volume in the pre-market, but today we're definitely seeing that here. So Walmart, we do have AAP, right now 91,000. Not the greatest pre-market action. I see what you're looking at though. The daily beautiful breakout above 130. Had a couple of strong days the last couple of 3 days here, and today they're kind of hitting that 200 moving average, just slightly right on there. But again, just the pre-market right now. It's not looking all that great. Not saying that it cannot be a great possible. A few minutes into the open, this could be the sleeper for today and take off nicely. CCL, let's take a look at that and what some of the cruise lines are doing. So CCL this morning, again, they have some good volume. 1 million shares traded right now. Good pre-market activity, but they're pretty much flat for the most part. Looking at their daily, they had also some pretty good action yesterday. Go ahead.
I just want to say AAP, you gotta be really careful on it. It's got a massive spread. And it's pretty common that during trading hours it has a big spread as well. Right now I saw it as high as $2.40. Right. That's ridiculous.
That is that is bad. It tends to happen with these type of stocks too that are higher price, and then look at the volume for the most part. Just don't get a lot of volume. 1.5 on a regular basis. Look at yesterday. Look, it went from 120 to 125. Now that to me seems, looking at this daily chart, that seems like a big move for this type of stock. For the most part, these candles are very small. You can see on here, there's not a lot of range to it. That was a big move yesterday, and it ended up strong, and it only traded 1.5 million shares. So again,
let's put it this way. I might, a stock that's priced like this, I mean, it's going to depend on where I have to put my stop and everything else. I might trade with 500, 1,000 shares, 1,500 shares. If I take 1,000 shares of this and a $2.40 spread, I'm automatically down $2,400 the second I take the trade.
Yep. Yeah, It's not good, man. It's not good. So you definitely want to be careful with that type of a stock that trades like that. So I'm gonna skip on this one for right now, guys. Let's go see what else we have on this list. What did we miss? BYND. We haven't looked at that one in some time. BYND has been strong. Was strong 2 weeks ago. Nice big move here. Right now, it's just kind of going sideways for the most part. Let's get the top one to show BYND. Here we go. It's kind of going sideways a little bit, guys. I'm not getting a whole lot on it right now. Volume is very light, which is we've seen it do this type of volume in pre-market before and take off. But looking at the daily, I'm not seeing anything all that great right now on the daily on BYND. All right, let's see what our YouTube friends have here for us. Let's go over down here. Baidu, we do have on our list. Ogen, let's see what's going on there. This one right now, it's a penny stock, guys. We usually don't trade penny stocks. So this is sitting on under a buck. Again, it's got some action right now, 3.2, up 56. But this doesn't sit well in the type of style and strategies that we trade. All right, Baidu, we do have. Yep, that's on the list, guys. ACB, we do have on the list as well. Possible continuation today. ACB, again, they got some good volume here. They are up another 9.1. So, again, this stock has just been so strong. How has the other stocks been? Let's look at CRON. Again, no love for CRON. CGC, also nothing happening. They got a couple of good moves the last couple of days, but nothing like ACB. Obviously, they're the ones with the big catalyst that broke out. So BA, let's take a look at BA this morning, see what we have here. We had this one on our list yesterday. Today they have a great pre-market action as well. I like BA.
That's breaking. So zoom out a little bit on that daily, Carlos, and you can draw on the lines as I describe them. You a little bit more than that, just a tiny bit. No, I mean closer.
Oh, bring it in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a tiny bit. Keep going. All right. You draw the descending triangle we got going on there with the bottom around 122-ish, I'm guessing 120-ish. And then you've got that top line right there. Nope, down, yep, right there. What did we just break out from? It's a failed, we kept looking for this thing to see if it's going to break down out of this descending triangle.
Yep.
Nope,
yep.
It's breaking up higher.
That's right.
Breaking up higher. That failed pattern, that could be a really strong move potentially. I'm going to have my eye on this.
And you can see here how strong every time it hits this level, right? I mean, yeah, this is it's failed. You have so much room to go down here. So this would have been the easier path of less resistance heading down. There's nothing here besides this couple of days on here, and it's holding well. So yeah, this is a good one. I like the way this is looking today. Yesterday had a big day. Today they got a good pre-market action, staying above this previous day close line for the most part with some good volume. So yeah, I wanna have this on my list. It definitely looks good this morning. So BA is on there. Thank you guys for that. All right. What else we have here? IQ. We haven't seen IQ in some time. No activity, guys. Pretty choppy right now. Daily doesn't look all that great neither. And also just pre-market. It has 92,000 shares, so that's quite a bit. But just look how that 92,000 shares has been forming in the pre-market from 4 a.m. this morning. Just there's not anything pretty there at all. All right, RCL, we'll do the last one, then we'll go over to announcements. RCL this morning, it's got 120, not the greatest pre-market action. I think, guys, if you want to look at the cruise line, I think today maybe CCL will be the one to look at. They have the volume, better pre-market action. We didn't look at NCLH. Let's take a look at that. This also looks a lot better, a lot more active. Again, not saying RCL cannot take off, but for the open, I like to see some volume already playing in the pre-market action. I think this kind of sets the tone a little bit. But again, RCL is another one. Those are the three main ones that we've been watching. RCL can definitely take off and hit some of these levels depending on how this sector is going to trade today. All right, guys, let's get over to announcements. And Norma, I apologize. I do not have a updated list for you from the announcement, so we'll have to go with the old one today.
This is from yesterday. I guess I am the announcement. Is this do you have the one from yesterday? That's the one you should have.
No, I don't have the one for yesterday. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, just so we've got our Bear Bull Traders podcast we've released. If you go to any of your favorite podcast platforms such as Spotify, Captivate, iTunes, just search Talk with Traders and you'll find the Bear Bull Traders podcast. Subscribe there. We've got new content coming out. We've been working on it the last few weeks, so should be coming out soon. And then you can just flip to the last page, man. If you'd like to give the room a try, you can do so with a discount. Use the promo code premarket24 for the intro membership. Also gives you access to the onboarding class every Monday night at 8 p.m. If you'd like to upgrade your membership or become a member, you can use the 40% discount on the single lifetime membership. Use the promo code podcast to do that. It's on the page as well, so it's right there. You can see that. All right, that's
thank
it.
you, Norm. Appreciate that. All right, guys. So let's see what we have this morning. Let's get over to our main list. Let's get over to our main list over here. Here we go. Bring everything back. Okay. All right. So for the most part, guys, we do have a pretty nice list this morning. Let's take a look at what we have. Let's just kind of go through it and fine tune it a little bit. So here's MRNA right now. At the moment, I think this could be a good continuation today. It has a great pre-market action. I definitely like this one, so we'll keep an eye on this one. BILI, I'm going to remove, guys. Again, we have traded this one before in the past, and it could trade very well when it's in play, but right now, there's just not a lot going on, so I'm going to remove this one from the list. DVAX, at the moment, they're up huge. I just have an issue with these type of stocks that are lower price, that get this type of volume. They tend not to trade all that well, but we'll give this a shot. Let's do some levels for it. ACB, I think, is definitely going to be in play, guys. Great day over the last couple of days. Has been amazing. I'm going to remove some of these levels. We'll get some fresh ones in here, but right now, this is definitely one that's going to be very active. It's setting up, though. It might seem to me like it might be choppy at the open, so just be careful on that first 5 minutes. It's crucial, guys. Give it a little time. If you don't see something very clear in your trading pattern, in the level 2, in the time and sales, just wait a little bit to things to settle down before you take a trade. Baidu, I definitely like, guys, breaking out nicely here. Strong move today, getting above this 100, 108 area, which has been a clear area of resistance, as you can see. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Save, I'm going to remove, guys. I don't see a whole lot going on there compared to United and Delta. I mean, look at United. We got some real moves going on there. LUV also seems good, but I think Delta and United are just slightly better with their pre-market actions. Just look at Delta also as well here, moving nicely with some really good volume. Both of them over 1 million shares traded. Walmart, this is actually a great pre-market action for Walmart, guys. They don't usually get this type of action. I like the way they're trading today. SRNE, I'm on the fence on. We'll keep it on here for now. We'll do some levels. JD, could be possible continuation today on JD. So a big day yesterday, gapping up against some more today. This needs a good pass, so I'm going to move this one down here to for today. This one, again, could be explosive. Right now doesn't have all that great volume, but we know that this thing can get going, so we'll move it down here. NVIDIA today also, as Norm mentioned, could be a good possible, so we'll throw it on here. NVIDIA, and we'll remove it from here. JD, what we got going on JD? So JD has 116. I think JD could be a good one. I'm going to put it down to the possible list because I think right now it could have a lot more volume. It could be a good continuation one. So let's just keep it there for now and work on this list we have here. So let's start with MRNA. Again, this one, guys, very, very active. Could be an amazing one this morning. Low of the pre-market sitting at 74.22. Our high of the pre-market sitting slightly above the previous day close at 81.89. In between there, you have your previous day close. You have the low from yesterday as well. And then you have the highs from yesterday also. So plenty of levels towards the top here. Towards the bottom, guys, if we lose this 74.26, your next level is really going to be this level down here, the 67.50, which is actually the high from 2 days ago. So I think on MRNA, we got plenty of levels on here, guys. Very active right now, 2.2 million shares traded. Bouncing off this 74.26, pretty nice right now. Let's see if it's going to hold there and not give towards this gap that we have here. DVAX, again, this is one, guys, as a lower price stock. It is not a low flow. It's 76 million shares flow, as we saw in Trade Ideas. High of the pre-market sitting at 742. Your low sitting at 641. Towards the bottom, guys, we do have a level right on here at 543. We can mark that down. Let's see if we have anything towards the top. The price action is sitting right at an area of resistance in these couple of days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this one down here, 695, guys. You can clearly see several days bouncing off of that, opening and closing at right at that 675. Could be possibly be the $7 area. So you definitely want to have that mark there and see how that's going to play out this morning. Towards the bottom there, we do have our 542, but in between 641 and 542, in here you do have several days that are changing directions a bit. So we're going to try to find the best level possible. I think right on here, 594 seems to be a good area where you're seeing some resistance on there. A lot of wicks bouncing off that price range. So that'll be good to have. Could be exactly $6 right on there. So that's good for DVAX. Again, I'm not a fan of this one myself. It's a lower price stock. It is not a low flow, but again, I tend to not trade these very well. So for that reason, is the only reason I'm going to move this down. Aside from that, they do have a great pre-market action, so I do want to keep an eye on it closely. If it hits the scanners, we have our levels ready to go for DVAX. So let's remove this one. Here is ACB, guys. Again, ACB has been incredible. We're giving some back this pre-market. We've been as high as 2070. We're now hanging around 1820. The low of the pre-market is at 1821. We're hitting that right now. Let's see if we're going to hold and bounce from that as we did very early on this morning, or are we going to lose that level there. Below that, we have the previous day close at 17. Towards the bottom, we do have a nice level right on here, guys, at 1360. You can see several days, 2 days actually bouncing off of that support and then resistance right on here. And then I think we had these levels yesterday as well. We have 1547, which is a great area of support over these last couple of 5 days right on here, all finding support around that 15, a little higher, around 1569. It would be exact number. All right, so ACB, guys, again, great volume, 2 million shares traded right now. Again, I think this one I'm definitely going to wait 5 minutes on. It could be a little bit choppy this morning, so we want to be cautious with that. Here's Baidu, guys. Baidu's great pre-market action. We are sitting at a high of the pre-market at 119.90. The low of the pre-market all the way down at 114, so we'll mark those two levels down. And then towards the left here, let's find some levels. Towards the top, we do have above that pre-market high this level here at 122.71, and then another one, very clean one here at 126.95. You can see here how how several days are bouncing off that 126.95 as well. Towards the bottom, below the low of the pre-market at 114.39. See this daily here? This daily is not great. When you have this type of daily action, it's very difficult to find clean and clear levels. So I'm going to go with this moving average here at 112. I believe that is the 200 moving average, which is the strongest moving average on the daily. So I'm going to go with that instead, because if you look at this daily, guys, you're not seeing anything clean here as we saw right on here, right? This is very clear support. You can see here, resistance here. But here, guys, this is not clean at all. So this moving average will be the one to have this morning. And then towards the bottom of that, you have highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, which have been really strong. I'm surprised we didn't have this a couple of days ago in our list, but today they're definitely looking really good this morning. All right, let's look at United Airlines and Delta. I think United Airlines has a great pre-market action, guys. Very active this morning, 1.3. High of the pre-market sitting at 25.60. Above that, we do have a great level here at 28. If you look at 28, guys, several days bouncing off of that as support and resistance, and then slightly above that, all the way up here, 31.90. 31.71. I don't think we'll get there, but again, we've seen what the stocks can do, and when they get going, man, they can be pretty active and strong here. So towards the bottom, previous day closed, the high from yesterday, and then in between the highs and low from yesterday, we do have a great level here at 22.68. Look at the support at 22.68. Even on here, guys, on these days, they went below that to test that 21 level, and then they come back up and close above this 22.68. So again, the buying pressure coming in here, even after having 3 down days on the back in the beginning of April. So I do like American Airlines, guys. I do like the way the action is right now. It looks very active, worth having on our list. And Delta is also almost very similar. You can keep either one of these. They're both doing very great. If you want to have some space for both, great. But if you just want to keep one, either one you pick, there's no wrong choice here. High of the pre-market 22.70, above that 23.50, and then slightly above that 24.92. And towards the bottom, guys, you got so much support down here. You have previous day close, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Got you covered here on Delta. So I'll make a decision on which one I'm going to keep later in the morning, but both of these are very good. Here's Walmart with an amazing pre-market action. Again, we usually do not see Walmart trade like this. Right now, 133.99 is the high of the pre-market. We do have an area of resistance over the last couple of 3 days on here at around 133.04. Below that, and Walmart has probably one of not the greatest daily chart. Their daily chart is pretty crappy, as you can see here. Just look how these candles are forming. I mean, look at this. Every day here is green. How does that happen, right? So you went up, gap down, went up, gap down, went up, gap down. I mean, this is just horrible pre-market. Horrible daily action. But today they got some news behind it. They got some stuff going for them. So we are going to watch them closely today. 130.16 towards the bottom, a great area of resistance. Look at this here. Several days is bouncing back from that, closing and opening around that area. And then towards the bottom of that, the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days pretty much got you covered there. If we break out of this 134, which is the high of the pre-market, let's go to the left here and see what we have. Are we setting an all-time high with Walmart? I will not be surprised. These companies, the Walmarts, the Cisco's, the Target, they tend to do well when things are bad, because nobody's going to Whole Foods and Trader Joe's where things can be very, very expensive. Right? Everybody wants to save as much as they can, and I think they are. Yeah, they are sitting at all-time high. So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not going back to 1996 or anything like that, but it looks like they are sitting at all-time high here on Walmart. Let's go down to SRNE this morning. We got some levels for this already. We have our highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. This 754, I'm going to move this up to the high of the pre-market now, which is 772. That is more relevant now for the price action. A pre-market low sitting at 659 to be exact, right above the previous day's close. Below that, we do have the low from yesterday. And then towards the bottom of that, let's just go over here towards the bottom. Yeah, this is not... Yeah, I'm not sure about this stock, guys. We do have a spike right over here at around 507. I don't think we'll get there. We do have another one here around 579. So I think this is very active. 2 million shares traded right now. Had a very interesting couple of days yesterday and the day before. Trading wise, this would have been Friday. Again, guys, I'm just not something about this stock I don't like. So I'm going to move this down to a possible. And skip this from my main list this morning. And here's BA. BA has been incredible, guys. And we just explained here how this is a failed breakdown here. Norm just explained that. A good catch there, Norm. And we're just going to have some levels here towards the top because this could be strong today. We do have 143.59. Above that, we do have a 154.92. And BA has been trading so clean. This is a great pre-market action for them. They got some really good volume here. Slightly up over 1%, but their range has been a little bit more than that because they were down probably 1%, and now they're up 1% above the previous day close. So overall, a pretty nice range here. The low of the pre-market sitting at 120, 132, and then below that, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Again, just getting above the high from yesterday. They had a big day yesterday. Let's take a quick look on how they traded. If we look on here, yeah, it's some really clean trading here, guys. Nice big pop, consolidation, the next leg, and then from there, never really look back. And then just look at it comes back down to test this 20, right? The 9, after something gets extended, you're going to see this quite a bit, guys, and keep that in mind. The more you trade, the more you start seeing the same patterns. After it gets extended from the 20, the VWAP, and the moving averages, it tends to hold the 9. It will lose the 9, and then the 20 is the next level. Let's say you got an entry here. The 20 is the next area you want to look out for, because it usually will lose the 9, come back and test the 20 on the 5 minute, and it will just keep going from there. We saw that plenty of times on several stocks. So again, I think BA is looking pretty good, guys. Definitely want to have that on our list, and we do have some pretty good levels for BA this morning. All right, guys, that is what we have. Norm, anything else that I might have missed? Our gappers list is growing a bit here.
That Pixie popped up. I don't know if you looked at it. Somebody called it out on YouTube as well.
No, we haven't.
I guess they've got some positive news on COVID. It is a tiny, tiny, tiny float, less than 1 million shares, 316. So I won't be touching that. That is one that could rip your face off.
Yes. Leave this for the experts, guys. It's very important. If you're just starting out, or even not starting out, if you have 2 or 3 years in and you're doing well with mid to large flow stocks, stick to that. Don't go playing around with this stuff. And if you do want to get into this, do it with a very, very, very small size. I mean, peanuts. Something that you won't lose sleep over. That's for sure. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna be watching this one. We do have some levels here. High of the pre-market 901. We do have another spike over here at 1138, 1297, all the way up to 1690. So this thing can run. It has a lot of fuel right now. As you can see, in the last 15 minutes, 479,000 shares being traded. So again, we got some good movement happening here.
We do also have that Pixie. It's already traded over its entire float. I think probably just in the last 3 candles. So it'll probably run. Not that you couldn't make some money on it if you took that trade, but very, very difficult. You really got to watch it. Some news on LK. It looks like NASDAQ is going to delist them. So
it's going to be delisted. Oh.
Yep.
Wow. Yep. This thing got halted back in early April. So yeah, I see that. Crazy, man. And we were trading this quite a bit. I mean, this stock was trading very well at one point. It was very easy to see some of these pops over here. I remember that this was a good mover for us. So
yeah, we traded it a lot.
Yep.
No, I didn't, but people in the room did. I think I traded.
I think I had a couple of trades on there as well. All right, folks. I think we have a good list. Let's just recap a little bit here, and we'll go over what the moderators are watching. MRNA, guys, very active, bouncing back from this 24.76. Looks like it wants to hold here. ACB as well, giving a little bounce off this pre-market low, which we had back early at 4:30 in the morning. 1821 again. This one has been very strong, very extended on the daily too. So it's going to be interesting to see how strong this stock really is. Are we going to continue this madness, or are we going to give some back today? Here's Baidu this morning, guys, very active as well, has a great pop at over 10%. United and Delta seem to want to break this pre-market high right now. I mean, this United was at 18 bucks just 2 days ago. It's now sitting at 25. Incredible. Here's Delta as well. Same situation, sitting at 18, now at 22, and it looks very strong for the most part. We do have Walmart today is very active, and we have BA as well, that's been trading so clean also. All right, let's look at what the moderators are watching. Let's start over with Jared. Jared is one of our newer moderators in the community, so welcome, Jared. Watchlist BA, Walmart, and he's watching energy candidates if continued strength on SLB and Oxy. We do have Peters watching Walmart, MRNA, ACB as his main list. His secondary DVAX, Baidu, HD, Coles, BA, CCL, AMD, Microsoft. I think Peter's watching the entire watch list this morning. We have Amen, MRNA, United, Walmart, and ACB. That's a nice list. And Norm is watching Walmart, MRNA, HD, Coles, Disney, and BA, and maybe DVAX. And yes, I do have VDX as a possible as well. Good. Thor, let's see what Thor has this morning. He has ACB as his main one, Walmart and Delta. So he's picked Delta out of United. You know what? So I'll go with Delta, Thor. I'll go with you on that. I was going to decide which one to pick, but I'll go with Delta since Thor is watching that. All right, guys, I think we have a pretty decent list, guys. Very active this morning. We have some great possibles as well. Do I have HD on here? Did we look at HD? HD is a good one as well. Good possible.
We did look at it.
Yeah, I should add HD. We talked about it. I forgot to put it on here and do some levels for it. HD. A lot of people are watching this one. This could be a great one today. We do have 239. Is a great area here. You can see how we have some resistance happening here. Above that, you do have some congestions coming up. Previous day close, highs and lows from the last two trading days. So hopefully we can blast through that. And then towards the bottom, you do have the low from yesterday, which is very close to the low of the pre-market. And then under that, you do have this 226.29. So nice daily on HD too, by the way. This is a very good daily chart. The last couple of days has been trending very, very nice off these moving averages. So they got some good volume today. Usually, again, this is kind of like a Walmart. They don't get a lot of volume, these nicey stocks in the pre-market. This one has a lot of volume. This is a great pre-market for this type of stock. All right, we have Andrew's list. He's watching Walmart earnings on retails. He's watching several airlines, United, Delta, CCL. So that's his list for the airlines and cruise lines. He's watching JD at all-time high. Yes, JD is again all-time high after a big day yesterday. You know, a couple of bucks there, three to $4 on JD. And then he's watching MRNA, COVID stuff, and then ACB, the good stuff. All right, and Brian is watching Walmart, Delta, and ACB. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us on YouTube. Trade safe. We have a very good, interesting day. We had a great day yesterday. Let's hope that today that continues. Let's take a quick look at what the SPY is doing this morning. Right now, pretty much still going sideways a bit here. But holding again, I'm gonna be looking forward to see what we're going to do above this level. We're gonna crack here, come back down. We're clearly in a small little range here right now. We're at that 290, which has been, around that 290, 295 has been a very strong resistance for the SPY and a very strong support as well. If you go back, have been talking about that over the last couple of days. All right, that's all we have, guys. Take care, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Norman Carlos.
Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Andrew.
You guys are the best. You guys are the reason that I sleep half an hour more in my life every day.
No ice cream this morning?
Yeah, no ice cream.
No ice cream, no ice cream. But who knows? Let's see. If I have a bad day, then I might actually do ice cream every single morning. Because yesterday was a pretty awesome day for me.